Hello. PRs. Week 6. Week 6 PRs. Bless me. Good matches this week. Just get right to it. I don't have time. Can't waste time. Actually, I have plenty. Enough time. Um, Number 16, we have Arc again. Um, Arc dropped down 2 after going up to 14. Unfortunately, um, he just kind of didn't necessarily fall off, I guess. He just fell off again. I don't know. He played Sableye, who was 1-4. They were both 1-4, and they both basically have to win this. This was a must-win for both of them because they were both the best records they could get to was 5-4, and 5-4 might get you into playoffs. It should if you have good differential. So yeah, this is a must-win for both of them, and Arc lost it, and he lost it in a bad fashion too. Let's get right into the match. So you see the 6 that he brought. It was, I think it was Banded Tusk. I didn't see Arc's. Actually, I don't know if it was Banded Tusk. I don't know what his sets were because I didn't see Arc's perspective because he didn't have it up. I don't know if it's up now. It probably isn't if it wasn't up when I saw it. But yeah, I don't know the sets, but I kind of assumed it was Banded Tusk. There's 2 ground resists on the entire team. No flying type. Also, one of the ground resist is Rabombi, so that doesn't count. And Serena, who gets cooked by close combat. So Banded Tusk made a lot of sense, and he kind of did enough damage to make me think he was Banded. I wasn't really sure though. But yeah, Bolt was, I don't know what item. I just have no idea. I didn't find out. Azelf, I think, was leftover sub. Cinderace was Wisp. Court Change. Ninetales was just Sun. And Executor was Life Orb. Life Orb is Terra. I know, well, it's not a Terra Captain. It's just Life Orb. So I think the 6 that he brought were fine. I mean, they were fine. It was not what I expected. But they were fine. Like, one thing is that Landers in this team felt really good. I mean, like, very, very good even. Earth Power Sludge Wave is completely unresisted and hits majority of this team super effectively, actually. Like, Valiant, Jirachi, Serena, Rabombi, Terra Glacier would get hit, but Glacier wouldn't. Shandy, Overquill, Colossal all get hit by Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Ursaluna and Glacier both get hit by Focus Blast if you want to go that route. So just, I know it did lose Rock Polish, so it can't be Rock Polish, but just bring Landorus. It's very good here. But even so, like, get value out of your Tusk. Bring it in. Just be choice banded. Click Earthquake or Headlong Rush. Click Close Combat on the one Pokemon you have to. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Arc does not like attacking with his ground types. I do not know why, but he does not like attacking with his ground types, and it really costs him. His opponent brought, oh god, he actually didn't bring Valiant. He brought Ursaluna. I don't remember the set. I think it was Rindo, I believe. It was Rindo, I know. But that's all I can remember. Serena came. It was Light Clay with Light Screen, or was it Light Clay? I know it was Light Screen. I think it was Light Clay, Light Screen. Rabombi came, just Webs. Shandy was Specs. Haxorus was Banded, I believe. Yeah, it was Banded. And then Poliwrath was Terra Water, 4 attacks. Or it was 3 attacks bulk up. Sorry. So, matchup, I mean, it's fine. Tusk is really good. Raging Bolt's pretty good. It's very good. Um, you have court change for webs. Azelf's pretty good. I mean, Mystical Power is very free because you're just constantly boosting. Like this one, the few things that beat it like didn't come. Like Overquill didn't come. Glacier probably takes it comfortably. It didn't come. Ursaluna did come, but it wasn't a set that could take it. Jirachi didn't come. A Valiant who can outspeed with booster didn't come. So like nothing that comfortably beats Azelf came. Cinderace, Wisp is very good. It helps check Poliwrath, which otherwise you're like not too weak to, but it's annoying. It's just annoying. Executor is actually pretty good. Weather Ball, Psychic. Weather Ball Psychic is extremely good. You kind of just have to click Psychic into everything on the team. And you really don't have to click anything else. Honestly, there's a chance I would have just brought Specs, but the chance that Jirachi and Overquill came, non-zero. Maybe not so much Jirachi, but Overquill probably actually could have made an appearance. So I don't blame him for not bringing Specs, but he was Life Orb. Ninetales, like, it's just Ninetales, it's just here for Sun. So early on, the lead was Ninetales into Poliwrath, I'm pretty sure. It's just a basic lead. He just wanted to Sun up, and Sableye just wanted to bring in his best Pokemon early. I'm trying to think if that was the lead or not. No, it was Rabombi. Because he tried to Stun Spore turn 1 as the Ninetales Flamethrowered, and it dodged Stun Spore, which sucked, but for Sableye. But then Arc was able to get a Flamethrower off, bring it to its sash, webs go off, and it kills with Flamethrower. So then I think Poliwrath came in. At that point, he just goes hard, Raging Bolt, there's Sun Up. It takes an Ice Punch. If it gets Earthquake, it would obviously eat Earthquakes too. I don't know if it gets Earthquake though. So yeah, it just takes a Terra Water Liquidation. It does nothing. He's able to Volt Switch out on Serena, which is really good. Like he has a lot of early game momentum. On Serena, he just brings in Cinderace, and I think just clicks. I forget what he clicks. I think he just clicks U-turn on the Chandelier. Yeah, that's what happens. He clicks. No. He clicks. Wait, I think he clicks Pyro Ball and wait, no. Does he click U-turn? He clicks U-turn, I think. No, he doesn't click U-turn. What does he click? Oh no, he clicks Court Change. He Court Changes the webs over there on his side. So that's bad. And Serena clicks Light Screen. Yeah, so that was bad. Webs go up on the other opponent's side early, which makes Sandy slower, which makes Ursa slower, I guess. Like, the biggest thing is just Raging Bolt and Tusk not being slower than everything now. It's not necessarily, like, webs were not affecting Ace, weren't affecting Azelf. Didn't hurt Executor too much because the whole team was slow, and in Sun, you still outspeed everything. And Ninetales, it sucked for, but, like, it didn't really matter. It's just here for Sun. But, like, still, Raging Bolt and Tusk not being under webs helped a lot. So, yeah, he's Court Changes them away, and Arc then just clicks Pyro Ball, I think, as Poliwrath comes in, and then he lets the Raging Bolt. This is where everything goes wrong. He goes Raging Bolt on an Ice Punch. I think the Ice Punch crits, but it's like still fine because it didn't really do too much. Or I think maybe it didn't crit. I think he did crit, but it like still didn't do that much, so it's fine. Then he clicks Dragon Pulse, and so I'm wondering if the thing was Scarf, because it wasn't doing Specs damage, but it also like because he goes for Dragon Pulse, it's probably that stays in and clicks Ice Punch again, predicting him to predict Ursaluna. And just thinking with Light Screen up, he lives. So maybe it was Specs. I forgot Light Screen was up. So maybe it was Specs. It was it had to be choice, I'm guessing, because the Polygon stays in, knowing it can live pretty much everything. The only thing it would die to is like a Thunder, but it's not gonna be Thunder, and it's Sun, so I think maybe Sun's gone down, but it can live a Thunderbolt and gets more chip off with Ice Punch. But he goes for Dragon Pulse, gets very little chip off, so then he has to go into he switches into hard Cinderace, and the Polygon predicts that and goes for, or no, he goes hard Ninetales first, and it gets crit, so Ninetales like takes like 90% because he gets a crit liquidation. Good prediction, but and then he goes for liquidation again. The Cinderace comes in. It doesn't take, or no, he goes for bulk up there. He goes for bulk up then as Cinderace comes in. Cinderace goes for Wisp, but it dodges, and then the Polygons gets 70% off with Wisp, and then the Polygons gets 70% off, yeah, with liquidation. And then finally Executor comes in. I think, right? I think then finally, yeah, then Executor finally comes in as Sableye goes hard to Chandelure, not wanting to get Wisped. The Executor goes for Psychic as he goes for Terra Fire and clicks Psychic. He doesn't want to let Chandelure kill him. But Sableye just stays in, obviously, and clicks Shadow Ball. It specs, so it did a shit ton. And it brings Executor down to like the Executor actually does a shit ton, like just way more than I thought it would. It brought it down to like 9, or it's like 9%. I think it brought it to. Yeah, but then Executor also gets brought down to like the same percentage. He also gets brought down like 8. It's like 7 or 8 probably. But then Executor clicks Synthesis, predicting a switch. So the issue with the switch is that the Chandelure is at 9% and is slower than Cinderace, is slower than Azelf, is slower than Raging Bolt, is slower than Tusk, is slower than Executor, and is slower than Ninetales. Please tell me why in the fuck he would keep his Chandelure. He clicks Synthesis and lets the Chandelure stay around. It's not like the Chandelure itself is a problem being around. It's an extra Pokemon being around is the problem. Chandelure being around is fine. Whatever. That doesn't matter. The issue is he has an extra Pokemon to sag into Great Tusk or an extra Pokemon to sag into Raging Bolt. Just giving him extra Pokemon. You don't ever want to give people extra Pokemon for literally no reason. Because the Executor dies to another Shadow Ball. And he could have just killed it with Psychic and he would have died to Life Orb. But then it's a double down. It's not, oh, Executor's dead. And that's it. So yeah, Shandy stays around. Then he's forced into, I think he just goes Raging Bolt and clicks Volt or something. I don't remember what happens then. But at this point, Executor is dead. The Bolt is low. Ninetales is low. Ace is pretty low. Azelf and Tusk are the only healthy Pokemon. But Pyroth is still annoying. Now that the Grass type's dead, and Raging Bolt still can't kill it. Army can kill it in one if Sun is up. But if Sun's not up, it's not going to kill Pyroth in one, I imagine. So yeah, eventually I think, I forget what comes into Revenge Chandelure. I think it's just, that's another thing, is this Chandelure is sitting at 9%. No matter what percent, it was in range of mystical power from Azelf, and he doesn't abuse that, and he doesn't go that. You should just go Azelf to get your mystical power off, get +1, and then suddenly you have a threat on the field. But instead, I think he goes, he probably just goes Cinderace and U-turns or something. I forget what he goes, but ultimately, they just keep trading Pokemon. And the end game comes down to Raging Bolt, Great Tusk. Or no, not Raging Bolt. It's Cinderace, Azelf, Great Tusk versus At this point, it was Poliwrath and Haxorus and Ursa, maybe? I don't remember. There was something else too. Because Shandy dies then, Rabombi died early, and then Serena died because it died to a, what did it die to? I think he sacks it. No, it freaking lives a flamethrower from Ninetales and gets another screen up, and I think that's where the problem ends. So then Serena died after, but at this point he gets in Poliwrath again. And I think then he goes Bolt. I forget. Whatever, the endgame comes down to a choke, basically. Well, maybe not a choke per se, but Art could have played his endgame way better. It comes down to the Tusk, Azelf, Cinderace versus Poliwrath and Haxorus are the big ones. So he has Tusk in. He kills something with, I think he kills Serena, or no, he kills Ursaluna after weakening Ursaluna with Raging Bolt. It's a Dragon Pulse. Ursaluna kills it back. Tusk comes in, clicks Close Combat, kills Ursaluna. That's what it was. I was right. Like Ninetales, I don't remember what comes in on Chandelure, but Ninetales gets in on Serena. Serena light screens as it lives a flamethrower. Serena dies to flamethrower. Ursaluna comes in. It gets in with a screen up. I forget how, but and then Raging Bolt gets Dragon Pulse off, and then we're into the situation with a light screen up, and Tusk is -1/-1 versus Poliwrath. So he goes hard Cinderace. The issue with that, or no, he doesn't go hard Cinderace. He goes hard Azelf as it clicks Bulk Up, I believe. Yeah, it was Bulk Up. So the issue with that is that if he had gone hard Cinderace on Bulk Up, because it did Bulk Up, he could have clicked Wisp immediately. He would die. He would get an Azelf. He would then spam Mystical Power until he died. I don't know if he got 2-shot. If Sun is up, he definitely didn't. If Sun was not up, then maybe it's +1. Terra Water, but it's also Burn, so I don't know if it 2-shot. But either way, you get at least 2 Mystical Powers off, which should put it in range of Tusk, and then Tusk is sitting at 100% versus Banded Haxorus. It cannot die, and you kill it back. The Serena did get a spin-off, I believe, though. I think Serena did get a spin-off. Or maybe it didn't. No, it did. Yeah, it did. But yeah, Tusk had better in-game because had he not gone hard Azelf, because the issue is the Azelf then just died to 1 liquidation and got 1 mystical power off. And then Cinderace comes in, burns it, but it doesn't matter at that point. Because Tusk can't kill it. And it takes a liquidation at +1, and it's also a -1. So then it ends up being at like 50%, and then Haxorus can just come in and kill. So instead of doing that, he should have just gone the route I said, and he had a chance then. He just basically gave himself no chance ever. He had a Razor Call who finally won his first game of this season. Took him a while, but it took him a while, but he got one. So Razor played Volume, who had a good start to the season, but has really fallen off. Really fallen off. So Razor brought AV Pheasantipity. It was just Colbur Meloetta with 3 attacks, Rain Dance. Avalugg was Terra Ghosts. The Golduck was 4 attacks with Vacuum Wave and Aqua Jet. Gasher was 3 attacks with Rindo, Stealth Rock, and then Talonflame was SD Terra Fly. It's not the Terra. It's not gonna Terra here. It's Avalugg the Terras. But yeah, it's SD with Upper Hand for a Cell Rock. Pretty good team. I mean, I like how he prepped. I think everything was good. I mean, I don't have a problem with anything he brought. Using Golduck as your breaker is probably questionable, but honestly, it works. I mean, just to be honest, it works. I would have done Heracross. I know he talked about how Heracross was kind of just hard walled by Gliscor, but I don't think Gliscor appreciates Facade. I don't think it dies, or I don't think it dies to two, but it doesn't wall. It doesn't hard wall Facade. If it's Flame or Facade, you're doing a good chunk, and that Gliscor died early. Like imagine you had Heracross, and he's able to kill Gliscor like early. Um, like, but like it was just a gimme. Okay, so lead preview. Lead, it was Gastrodon versus Gliscor. Forces Gliscor out into Bronzong as the Gastrodon clicks. I think he just clicks Surf for the save. Or no, I think he clicks Ice Beam. He has Ice Beam. I think no, it was Sludge Bomb, Scald, not Scald, Surf. And then I'm guessing Ice Beam. I don't remember his last. But yeah, basically he forces Gliscor out into Bronzong. He's able to get his rocks up as Bronzong doubles out into as he goes Avalugg and the Bronzong doubles out into Greninja. Avalugg obviously takes a hit from Gurren, so he's forced out and he goes hard Gliscor, and he just sacks it off. He goes for a spike and just sacks the Gliscor. And I mean that's it. That's just the his opponent brought Blaziken, Greninja, Gliscor, Bronzong, Sinistcha, Lycanroc. So yeah, he just sacks off the Gliscor to an Ice Spinner for just one spike. That Pokemon, not too important here, but if you can like, the issue is you need more than one spike off, because you didn't bring rocks. You should have brought rocks, but you didn't. So you need more spikes off to force more damage. Because your breaker is Greninja, but that's walled by Pheasantipity, and Garasnot doesn't kill, and he has Rendo Berry, and Meloetta has Cobra Berry. Like, he very much. And Vacuum Wave from Golduck. Like, he has a lot. Even has Gale Wings on Talonflame. Like, he has a lot for this Greninja. So, you have no breaking power. Blaziken is hardwalled by Avalugg. Lycanroc's hardwalled by Avalugg. Sinistcha was 3 attacks with Shadow Ball. It was 1 attack. It was Mono Shadow Ball, so that's hardwalled by Meloetta. That's why you need hazards up. That's why you need 3 layers of spikes up, or at least 2. Normally, 2 layers of spikes don't matter. They would have mattered. It made all the difference versus this Meloetta. Because just 1 spike just wasn't enough. But yeah, Razor's able to kill the Gliscor. He tries spinning, but obviously Volume's never gonna let him do that. Sinistcha Terra Ghost. But that's fine. So he's able to keep U-turning on Bron, or not keep U-turning on Bronzong, but his opponent just keeps switching, so he keeps getting chip off. Like, he gets rocks chip into Greninja like multiple times. Like, when I say multiple times, I mean the Greninja attacked 2 times this game. One time, the first time he attacked, he was at 50%. He had not taken an attack. He had just taken Stealth Rock damage. Let's see. Stealth Rock does 1/12. He had taken Stealth Rock damage 6 times before this Greninja finally attacked. And then he attacked into a Culver Barely Meloetta, took a Drain Punch, and it's just dead. Just dead to rocks. Like, the Greninja never did anything. But, I mean, Razor positioned himself in a situation where it wasn't necessarily easy to attack. Like, Volume did so much switching this game. It is insane how much switching he did. Everything was taking rocks. Grin specifically was taking a shit ton of rocks damage. But it was like Bronzong. It was a lot of switching between Bronzong, Sinistcha, and Greninja. And 2 of those, like, I guess Bronzong taking rocks is fine. And Sinistcha taking rocks is okay. But Grin taking so many rocks turns is not fine. But, it's not the worst thing, but Razor's able to position himself into a situation where he gets Talonflame in on Greninja, and that's partially why. It's partially why volume. Had to keep switching because Razor's positioning this game was very well. It was very good. Um, like he just understood a lot. I don't know. Like Meloetta came in on Sinistra multiple times, and he doesn't even know the Sinistra can't hit Meloetta, and he's like, and it actually confuses Razor because it's like his opponent just keeps switching around. Like Sinistra keeps switching on Meloetta, and he's like, okay, why are you not attacking me? Is he scared like Shadow Ball or something? No, it's just he doesn't have a move to hit you. Like Bronzong switches on Meloetta. Bronzong completely walls this Meloetta. Completely walls. But the Bronzong like switched on the Meloetta a couple times. Or maybe like one time. But it completely walled. It completely walled. His best move to hit that Bronzong was Relic Song. That was it. Or Drain Punch. It's bad. But yeah, Razor was able to position himself in a situation where he gets Talonflame in on Greninja and he Swords Dances, or does he Swords Dance? I think he Brave Birds first, actually, because he Brave Birds first, because in case the Greninja stays in. Or no, I think he gets it in. Yeah, no, that's right. He gets it in on Greninja. He's able to Brave Bird and Lycanroc, but he switches out into Avalugg, who takes a Crunch, and it does, or he takes a Stone Edge, and it does nothing. Like the issue is, it's good for Razor, but Volume can't break. He just can't break. He doesn't have the breaking power. And Razor Claw never brings out he never brings out Golduck. He saves Talonflame very well. He does eventually bring it in on Sinistra, and Sinistra comes in and clicks Iron Defense. And at that point, it is revealed Iron Defense and Strength Sap and Shadow Ball. He's either not Calm Mind or he's not Machagacha. If it's not Calm Mind, it's not really a threat because you have Golduck that can just hit it with a Surf, and if it's in rain, it's gonna do a shit ton. So like, I think Razor probably should have just kept going Meloetta until the Sinistra gave him a reason not to. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the situation. But damn, he's running this shit. I was watching Combine. But yeah, he sacks off Talonflame for basically nothing, because then he just goes hard Meloetta, and Sinistra still can't touch him. So the Meloetta just comes in, and the Sinistra has to switch again. He's able to nab a kill into something. He kills something. I think that's when he goes hard grind or something. But yeah, he completely threw. Like, it gets to the late game, and it's Avalugg, Golduck, Meloetta. I think it's those, and Gastrodon. Gastrodon's at like 6 HP though, because it's after it lived a Grassdon and killed Greninja. Then Blaziken comes in and clicks Close Combat. As Avalugg comes in, he has free switch to Avalugg. It recovers. Or I think he clicks Flare Blitz, but I forget. Doesn't matter. The Avalugg recovers as Blaziken goes for a Swords Dance, and he goes for another recover as the Blaziken Swords Dances again. That was really bad because Avalugg at this point is at like 95%. You don't have to recover on a Flare Blitz. You just don't. You get the body press damage. It's in Aqua Jet range. You just body press, sack Gastrodon. Avalugg's at like 45, 50-ish. Because it would have taken a +2 Flare Blitz. And then you go Golduck Aqua Jet. And at that point, he literally cannot win because he has Bronzong. At this point, he has Bronzong, Sinistra, Blaziken. That's all that's alive. And Bronzong Sinistra cannot. It's not gonna win. Sinistra completely won by Meloetta and Avalugg. I mean, no, he just can't win because Golduck's attacks. So no, it cannot win. Like Bronzong Meloetta will not win. But he clicks recover as if Flare Blitz is. Or no, he clicks recover again as it doesn't Flare Blitz. And then now there's +4 and he gets a +4 Flare Blitz off. It does like 80%. And then Avalugg recovers again. And now it's actually problematic because now you sack off Gastrodon and it's not actually 100% in range of Aqua Jet. It's actually probably not in range of an Aqua Jet. So now you have to go off a damage roll that volume doesn't even risk. He switches out, scared of like a max attack Adamant Aqua Jet. Why in the fuck are you switching out to 100% lose the game? Because that's what he does. He just loses then. He swaps out to Bronzong, it dies to Aqua Jet into Surf. Or, yeah, I think that's what happens. It just dies to Aqua Jet into Surf. Sinistcha comes in. You just go hard Meloetta. And now it just Psychics. Oh, sorry about Alex Highsmith. Wait, why? Oh, Combine. Wait. His Combine. Oh. Damn! He zoomed that shit. Anyway. Yeah, no, volume completely throws the end game. But, because, like, the thing is, he wasn't max attack Adamant Aqua Jet. He was max special attack. He was special. So, if he had any attack investment, it wasn't that much. It was not max attack Adamant. So you had a good chance at living. Yeah, so it's awful. Because he takes nowhere out to win. And Razor does kind of it doesn't get bailed out. But clicking recover 3 times was the only way you could possibly lose the end game. And he clicked recover 3 times. But other than that, he played the game very well. I mean, I cannot complain about the rest of the game. But that was a complete choke. Or it wasn't a choke because he wasn't punished, but it could have gone poorly. It should have gone poorly if Jet doesn't kill. And he knows, like, Razor also knows that this might not kill. He's literally hoping it kills. We get Sableye. I talked about it with Arc already. I don't really want to talk much about it. Arc does not play well. And Sableye actually plays pretty damn well. He definitely got luckier. But, I mean, that's okay. Again, he definitely got luckier. Like, he dodged a Wisp from Cinderace. And, there's something else, too. Oh, he gets the crit into Ninetales, Liquidation crit. And I think he gets an Ice Punch crit into Raging Bolt, too. But I could be wrong about that one. But I know he gets the Liquidation crit off into the Ninetales. So yeah, he definitely gets luckier. But when Arc played as bad as he did, he doesn't deserve to win, you know? Like, the Sableye's prep was a little weird. It was, Terra Water, Pyrath, Spec Shandy, Rindo, Ursa, Bandit Haxorus, Light Clay, Light Screen, Serena, and then, the Ribombee was just Webs. So, I mean, it's a pretty, like, mostly offensive team. But it's like a longer game. Like, that shit was crazy. Offense, but it took a long time. But yeah, like, the Pyrath was able to break through very well. And Arc just didn't play very well around it. And Pyrath was the biggest issue, really. Like, just Pyrath. Pyrath killed Ninetales. Oh, wait, no, I don't think it ended up killing Ninetales, but Ninetales took like 90%, 80, somewhere around there. Just from Pyrath. Cinderace took 70% from Pyrath. Raging Bolt ended up, I think it did die to Pyrath. Maybe not, though. Tusk took 50% from Pyrath. Like, and it forced the end game where Haxorus could kill Tusk. So, like, Sableye played this in a position where the Arc never went Executor for this Terra Water Poliwrath. So, you know, that's probably an issue. Shandy was able to kill the Executor, and that was the most consistent answer to Poliwrath. So, we're done for you. Soul Blaze, he had a pretty good game 1 when he first played. Oh shit. He had a pretty good game 1. He played against... He beat Grave. Wait, no, he beat Gravy. That says Elder Gravy. No, that's a W versus Gravy. But yeah, he managed to beat Gravy comfortably. But then this one was like, uh, wow, this got me flabbergasted. Uh, he starts good. I mean, he starts great. He's in headbutted. He had DD Lapras in front of Wigglytuff. He gets a DD off as it gets paralyzed. Or he gets paralyzed by Thun. It gets full paralyzed, which sucked. But then he goes Wigglytuff, takes Icicle Spear comfortably, gets a DD off and predicts the Quack switch in, ends in headbutts. He's able to break a Payampa Berry, which is good for Lottie. Yeah, it's good for Lottie. But he's able to get 2 off and puts Quack at like 9%. But no, this now has no item. We'll get into that in a second. It has no item. Uh, but yeah, it takes his in headbutt, does like 91%. And he sacks off the Lapras, gets in Lottie, and then he clicks Grass Knot, and the Ting Lu comes hard in. It takes 46%. So this is great. Like, Quack's at 9, Ting Lu's at 46, Spectrier is sitting at like around 65. I think it's at 65, maybe 63. Like, this is great. Everything's working out nicely so far. But then he switches out on Grass Knot again. He goes Wigglytuff. On Wigglytuff, I think he goes Houndstone. Or maybe not. No. On Ting-Lu, I think he wait, he gets Houndstone in? No. He goes for Grass Knot again as Regigigas comes in, I think, maybe. No. I don't remember. Whatever. He gets Houndstone in on Wigglytuff, eventually. I think he gets it in on Regigigas. And then he's spamming Body Press. As Wigglytuff gets in. He goes for Poltergeist. I don't know. There was no wish up. Like, he just clicked Poltergeist onto the Wigglytuff. Now, what was this Wigglytuff scared of? I guess I just don't know. I don't have any clue. Like, the Wigglytuff had no reason to Terra, which is what he, like, acted like he predicted. But that doesn't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't. So then the wish gets passed into Quaquaval, and he gets burnt, which just sucks for... It sucks for Soul Blaze because it allowed a wish into Quack, but there's like... The only thing he could have done was Body Press. And then he's letting a Body Press get into Ting-Lu, potentially. So, Whis was fine. I like Whis. Whis was fine. But then he Poltergeists the Quaquaval. This thing doesn't have an item. So basically, 2 turns, he did 0 damage. Just because, I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, Quack's able to kill Houndstone. Now it's +2/+2. Which is really bad. Because now Lottie has to come in. It takes Triple Axle fine. Because Triple Axle gets 1 hit. So that's amazing. Kind of gets bailed out there. Lottie just gets 1 hit. As it kills it with Psychic, I think. Or killed it with Psychic? I don't remember. I think killed it with Grass Knot. Because that doesn't let Ting in. But yeah, then Wigglytuff comes in. And at that point, you don't go hard drill. You don't go hard... I don't know. You just go hard Mana Buzz. And now this wish gets into Ting-Lu. And now Ting is back at 100%. And then this wish gets passed to Spectrier, who is now back at 100%. So now, that Ting-Lu that was weakened down into drill range, the Spectrier that was in drill range. Yeah, now nothing's in drill range. I don't know why. but it's not anymore. Finally, he takes offensive momentum and goes drill, but it says stun comes in. So now he's forced out. Or no, now it's on a wish pass to Spectrier. So now Spectrier's at 100% and it lives in Earthquake, so he has to switch out on Wisp as it goes for Wisp. And burns. I forget what he went there. I think it's randomized, because this is the answer to it. I think it just gets burnt there. But then at this point it's like it's kind of screwed. You're kind of just screwed. Because there's 100% Wigglytuff, 100% Spectrier, 100% Tinglu, and 100% Thundurus. And then Reggie's at like 80%, I think. When all you have is a choice locked Lottie, Mandibuzz, who at this point is toxic. No. At this point, who has already taken a knock, and actually isn't a big deal, I guess. So Mandibuzz is fine. All you have is Mandibuzz, Drill, Lottie, though, and I guess Hippo, but Hippo's burnt and is low. Yeah, no, that's what he goes. He goes Hippo on Wigglytuff, and he just clicks Yawn. He keeps trying to yawn stuff, and it's not working. He's just switching, because that's all Spider has to do. He just wishes. As the Hippo goes for Yawn, and then Tinglu comes in, gets his HP back. Wigglytuff comes back, wishes again, gets Inspectrier, and that's when Drill comes in. But he's forced out. So yeah, it's a pretty bad situation. Eventually I think he gets in Thunned. He tricks Stunned, because Lottie comes in on I think Lottie comes in on Spectrier. Or no, I don't think that. I think somehow I think Lottie comes in on Spectrier, right? Or something, and gets a kill. But then Thun comes into T-Wave as it tricks. So then he's able to spam. He clicks Grass Knot as Hippo comes in. He's now choice locked into Grass Knot. Drill comes in, gets a Storage Dance up. But at this point, Ting is at 100%. Thund is. Thund doesn't too much matter, but it exists. Wigglytuff is around with Protect. Like, it's just problematic. Because Drill can't win at this point unless it flinches Tinglu. It goes for Iron Hit on the Ting, doesn't flinch, so the game's over. He dies to Earthquake. And it's just Mandibuzz versus the world, and Mandibuzz can't do it. So yeah, this was completely just poorly played game by Soul Blaze. Which is fine. I mean, he's 2 and 4. Okay, he's 2 and 4, but that's okay. He's 1 and 1. So he still has a chance. He's gotta win out though. I like his videos though. I like his what's it called? Attitude. He's very uplifting. Not necessarily uplifting, just happy. So uplifting in a way. But yeah, I like his videos for sure. Look at volume. Volume's been down. Like, volume stocks are at an all-time low right now. Yeah, no, and before this week, he was losing to all the top guys, and now he plays poorly versus the worst team in the league. So, yeah, volume stocks are at an all-time low, but that's okay. He's still 2 and 4. He wins out. He's still in playoffs. Maybe, possibly. Maybe. He's played the teams tough, but he has not played them enough, but like without enough. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. His team. It was Babiri. It was Babiri, Lycanroc. Sinistro was Terra Ghost. Bronzong is Resto No, not Chesto. It's Colbur. Resto Colbur. Gliscor was Spikes. Gren was Belt for attacks. Blaziken was SD. Air Balloon. Protect. Flare Blitz. Close Combat. So this Lycanroc's also not close combat. It's 4 attacks. So if you notice anything, that 4 out of 6 of these members get completely and utterly walled by Avalugg. It's Iron Defense Bronzong. It's not Rocks. It's Iron Defense Body Press Rest Gyro Ball. Yeah, so if you notice, Avalugg walls 4 of these Pokemon, and when I say walled, I mean it hard walls with Terra Ghost. And he's Terra Ghost, so it hard walls the 4 of them. And he stacks Gliscor. He just completely throws away Gliscor to get it a spike up on Avalugg, and it dies to an Ice Spinner. Now, to be fair, he didn't really need Gliscor. He really didn't do that much. The only thing you need Gliscor for here, which to be fair, this is important, is getting more spikes up. And potentially be able to knock Avalugg. Like, there's a good chance you would be able to knock Avalugg. The issue is you didn't do that. You know, so that's the problem. And he has rocks up on his side, literally turn 1. And he has no way to get rid of them. So he just has to play the entire game with the rocks up, which would be fine if you didn't do that much switching. Except that's all volume does. All goddamn game is switch and switch and switch. He switches between Greninja, Bronzong, and Sinistra so much. It is insane how much switching he does between those 3. Like, and he's like the thing is, he's not making progress. He wasn't making any progress. He was just taking Rock's chip into his Bronzong and his Greninja, and Bronzong's not leftovers. And the only type of recovery it has is rest, which I mean, rest is fine. It can rest, but it's gonna have to do that and give him 2 free turns. So I mean, that's just awful. That's as simple as that. It's just awful. Um, yeah, no, he just keeps switching. Greninja, the first attack it goes for, it's at 50%. He had not taken an attack. He just taken rocks so many times. He was sitting at 50% before it went for its first attack. Like, you can't have that happen. You cannot do that much switching. Make progress somehow. Somehow you have to make progress. He was mono attacking Sinistra. So it was mono Shadow Ball. So it could not touch Meloetta. And so basically that's why you needed Spikes desperately. Because he doesn't have Shadow Ball switch-ins outside of Meloetta. So that's good. So you force in Meloetta, you take Spikes every time. And that was kind of the game plan, but it was bad because he wasn't doing it right. Like, you just should have been spamming the ever-living shit out of the Shadow Ball. Force in Meloetta so much that it's going to die to hazards. That's why you need more. You need more hazards. His removal was Avalugg, which is completely walled by, what's it called? Sinistra. Terra Ghost Sinistra. It cannot spin versus Terra Ghost Sinistra. If you had Rocks Bronzong and got the Rocks up, you probably win this game. But he was Rest, Iron Defense, Body Press, Gyro Ball. Or, if you didn't sack Gliscor for no fucking reason, then you could have multiple layers of spikes up, and then you'd also force way more damage. If you got 3 layers of spikes up, you probably won this game also. Because, again, Meloetta's taking 25% per switch in, and he has no way to get that back. And Sinistra has a very good chance of winning if he does do that. So yeah, no, you completely toss this. Yeah, no, I mean, he also gets set up with Blaziken +2/+2, and Razor chokes it. I mean, he chokes the kill, or not chokes the kill, but he chokes his turns versus it. So then it's like at like 40%, and then he switches out on Golduck. He's +2, like +3 right at this point. He's +3 speed, +2 attack. But he's scared of a max attack Adamant Aqua Jet. What in the hell are the odds that he's max attack Adamant Aqua Jet? It's a complete throw, because at that point you'd be able to close combat Golduck if you lived. It's a damage roll. It was a damage roll for this Aqua Jet to kill. But switching out, he lost in like the next 10 turns by switching out. Like, if you switched out, the game's over. And he switched out. So the game fucking was over. He sacked Bronzong, Sinistra came in, Meloetta came in, Psychic, killed Sinistra. Blaziken comes in. I think he switched on Blaziken too into Avalugg, and then just body press kill it. like he lost like very quickly after he didn't go for the damage roll. Like I don't know why you would switch out. Yeah, no, this is very, very, very poorly played by Volume, and his prep was not good. His play was not good. And Volume is like in these, you see his schedule. Before this, he played Lars, Muffins. His win came against, or no, I don't think he beat Gravy, but he also played like Gravy. Like he's played some of the top teams, and he's losing them, but they were close games for the most part. This was not a close game. You got destroyed. Well, okay, he didn't get destroyed, but okay, he really didn't get destroyed. Like, let me make that clear. He didn't get destroyed, but he had no momentum in the entire game. There was not a turn where he was in a good position. There just wasn't. There was never a turn. That's why I say he got destroyed. Because he never had any. It's not like he never had any chance, but he didn't give himself a chance. Next, we got My Lord Chris, the substitute for Fist of Your Doom. Fist of Your Doom got smashed by Will and left. That shit crazy. Anyway, My Lord Chris, I actually played him this week. Yeah, wow. It was a match. I mean, it was a pretty decent match. But my Chris made a lot of misplays. Like, early on, like turn like 2, I lead to Dunsparce. I've been leading to Dunsparce a lot because I just want my Terra off early, like basically as soon as possible. With the done almost every week, so I have to lead it to get it off as soon as possible. He gets a bad lead. He leads our Shifu as I lead to done, so I just Terra, obviously. So yeah. Oh wait, this is not gonna go on. It's gonna. Cool. I actually didn't even do it. I didn't have to pause. I think I paused. I hope I paused. Anyway, yeah, no, he leads our Shifu, which sucked because I'm Terra Water. His team was Scarf, Darkrai, which I thought was bad. Fling, Big Nugget, or Shifu, which makes sense for Slowking. It's just a Corviknight. Altaria was Fire Spin, Perish Song stuff with Binding Band, which I didn't really get why it was Binding Band, but Rotom was Spadef with Rest Sleep Talk. And then Claude was just a Clodsire. He had Liquidation. Liquidation makes sense, though. I imagine he expected a Balloon. It was to cover Balloon Goldingo. That makes sense. But yeah, he had a chance to trap Dodon early with Altaria. He went for Fire Spin. He went hard Altaria on a Boom Burst, and then he clicked Fire Spin on a Calm Mind. I went for Calm Mind. Because I knew I had to prep. Why did I say it like that? I went for Calm Mind because I knew I had to pressure him because I just assumed Roost at this point. He reveals Rest, which actually works out for me because I do like 50% with Boom Burst. At this point, the Altaria is at half, but he's also asleep. And there's 2 turns of Perish Song left. So he switches out, and because he has to switch out, and he gets back to down to like 50%, but he doesn't kill it. So that's the whole point of Perish Trap. It gets you kill something. Now, why do I say he choked it? Because yeah, he choked it because he just could have Terra'd. He had Terra Steel, and he could have killed me. So yeah, he choked it. And after that, he never really tries to come back. Like, he tries defogging. I go to Goldingo. Everything keeps getting chipped. His only wants with like consistent recovery of Corviknight and Clodsire, which aren't like, they're good, but the issue is it like Weavile comes in on Clodsire and just gets a triple axe off. He can't really go hard Corv on that because he's gonna die. So he's forced to sack Rotom. Altaria, he's forced to sack Sandy Shocks. Like, he never gets momentum back early. And it's just Scarf Darkrai, which means it can't break either. It's just a bad showing, really. It's not a bad showing, it's just a bad first game. This game was... there's not much to say about this one. I played Sceptile. I brought Pult. I don't know his item. King Gambit was leftovers. Sylveon was Grassy Seed. Calm Mind. Thund was, I don't know. Necrozma was Rocks with Weakness Policy. Iron Moth was, I don't know either. I think it was just Scarf or something. Bax, he played Sceptile, who brought Bax. Was Roselli Bax? Or was it? It was Roselli Bax. It was Taunt, Knock, Torn, AV Slow King, Scarf Mienshao, Banded Low Kicks, and Banded Tinkaton. So he goes down early because Tinkaton's able to kill the Necrozma. Thun revenges Tank, but then Locust comes in, gets a first impression off. And the issue is then Marcus tries to set up with Sylveon. He just goes Slow King. He goes for Sludge Bomb, gets the first turn Poison. Then he goes for Psychic Noise, so the Wish can't go off. So then he just loses Sylveon to Slow King. Essentially. Because he's able to pivot Torn on Shadow Ball on the last turn. And then just knock it out with Knockoff, I think, at that point. Because he had, or whatever. So he goes down 5-3. And after that, he just literally has no chance. Because Low Kicks and... Like, Low Kicks claims to kill every time. So basically, you kill a Pokemon, he brings in Low Kicks, and Low Kicks, you have no chance at that point. He has no switch into Low Kicks. Bless me. He has nothing to consistently beat Low Kicks, because every time it comes in, it gets a kill, and so, you know, at worst, he loses 0-2, because he cannot beat the Low Kicks at this point. I think he just ends up losing Low Kicks. It's as simple as that. Me, I just talked about it with my Lord Chris. I just kind of had advantage all game. My Shanxi is crit, like, early, which sucked, but, I get rocks up. Well, okay, so I lead Didon, and he tries to trap me with Altaria. It doesn't work. Because he doesn't Terra. He forgets about Terra. Then Didon just switches out on the Pokemon Rotom. He overheats hard into Sandy Shocks and he gets crit, which sucks. But it's okay, I guess. Not really, but it's okay. I just Volt Switch out, get in my Cleavor as it goes for Rest. As it goes for Rest, I think. As it goes for Rest. So I get my rocks up as Urshifu comes in. Urshifu dies to Didon because it doesn't have a move to hit Didon's bars. He played on trapping it, I suppose, and it didn't work. And after that, it was never really that close. I dealt with the biggest issue on his team, and he brought Darkrai, Urshifu, Corv, Claude, Alt, and Rotom. Rotom was defensive, Altaria was defensive, Claude, Corviknight were defensive, Urshifu's dead, and Darkrai was Scarf. And I brought Muck to check that, so like he just didn't have a chance, really. Pretty simple game. Gravy, this is the simplest game. Terra Confe swept him. He's fallen from number 1 all the way down to number 8 now. He's lost 3 weeks straight versus a 2-4 team, which is the two of the best teams. Spider and Will. I think they're high up right now. But, you know, it's tough. He just lost Terra Confe. He had nothing in prep. He didn't bring anything for it, that is. Yeah, I mean, he just didn't bring anything for it. Shadow Stitch. Shadow Stitch is 4 no, he's 3-3, that's right. So the issue with Shadow Stitch this match is he played Wreck-It Mike, who were both sitting at 3-2 going into this match, both really wanting a win, because 4-2 puts you in a very good situation to make playoffs at this point. Yeah, it just puts you in a very good situation. Like, if you go 1-2 in the final weeks, there's a good chance you still make playoffs. So, as long as you win 1 of your last 3 at that point, you have a good chance of making it. While 3-3, not so much. There's a chance you have to win all your last 3. Well, not really. If you're no, there's a chance. It depends on your diff, but there's a chance you have to win all your last 3. Um, but yeah, he just sacks Samurott to Deoxys because the Samurott uh, goes for Ceaseless Edge as the Dio protects. Well, he actually goes for Ceaseless Edge and misses on the counter, which sucks for Wreck-It Mike, because then it's like, oh shit, he's just gonna switch out now. So my sick counter attack isn't gonna work. And then Shadow Stitch just says funk it and stays in and lets him kill the Samurai. I don't know why. He has a Specs Darkrai that he could have brought in to click Shadow Ball. For completely free Shadow Ball. But he didn't click it. So yeah, he just let the Dio get counter the Samurai. And it died. I don't know why, but and then the Dio is able to go for rocks because it has Custap. So yeah, it's just really bad. Early on, it's just really bad. Like, there's not much to say about how Shadow Stitch played. He didn't play awfully. He just didn't play good. He actually played bad. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. He made a good disguise play. With Zoroark and Treads. Killed Treads, but it's too late at that point. Also, yeah, he gets in after the Deoxys dies to, I believe, what did I die to? It died to Shadow. It died to Shadow Ball. He doesn't know if it was Jolteon or Zoroark, and ironically enough, I don't either because Shadow Stitch's side was not up, so I don't know either. But yeah, he just goes Chi-Yu, clicks Dark Pulse into Zapdos, but eventually he gets in the Superior on Electrode as Electrode protects. Because when he goes Zapdos on the Dark Pulse, he Brave Birds into the Electrode, and Electrode protects as he goes as Serp. Completely free glare here. This Electrode terras too. It terras into a Fairy, so completely free glare. You know what he clicks? Not glare. He does not click glare. So I mean, he clicks Leaf Storm into Chi-Yu and doesn't do anything because not going to. I don't know, like, he just doesn't take his chances, and he loses because of it. Mike, I just talked about it. Shadow Stitch takes no risks, and Amherst kind of just wins when Tran is able to die, and Chi is able to force a sack into Tran eventually. So, yeah, I mean, he gets insane value out of Deoxys. I mean, I just talked about it. There's not much to say about this game, really. I'm also on a time crunch, but yeah, like, he just doesn't. Stitch doesn't play well, and Mike does. I think prep was the big difference. Dio got so much value early, and after that, it was just kind of fucked. We get Sceptile, who's actually coming back now because I thought he was on a bet. He's lost the last 2 weeks, and he should have lost the one before that. So he just gets up in the game. He's able to manage Sylveon, Calm Mind Sylveon, with Sludge Bomb into Psychic Noise from Slowking. So he doesn't lose to Sylveon. And he goes up 5-3, and Low Kicks kills basically bless me, everything else. It's a simple game plan. He went up in the game, and then Low Kicks was able to kill. Like, there was no chance after that. If Kingambit took any damage, which it did, it took Back's Earthquake. Because Kingambit didn't Sucker Punch for some reason. If he took any damage, he was in Low Kicks range, and then Dragon Ball died, Gambit died, and what was his last? Moth? Was it Moth? Or was it Thun? No, it wasn't Thun. I think it was Moth, which doesn't die at first impression. But it's completely walled by Slowking, so, I mean, you know, nothing much to do there. You just kind of don't have a chance. Muffins, I thought the prep was pretty good for the most part. I thought that the Screamtail should have been something completely different. I thought it just should have been Max Spadef. I think Max Spadef leftovers would have walled the Walking Wake, and it would also give you an answer to Florges. A lot of this was a trade game. Red was traded to try to was to kill Slitherwing. Screamtail got paralyzed Wake and weakened it to like 55%. Then Archaladon HP, it got down to like 60% to kill Donphan. Like Rhydon, sorry, I saw Dawn. Rhydon. So like, there's a lot of trading, but at that point he has Zapdos, Archaladon, and Regice, Blastoise, and Crook for a Scarf Florges. It does not go well. Florges just ends up winning the game essentially. If he was Scarf Crook, he actually probably would have won this game, but he wasn't. He was bulk up, so he lost. I mean, it's just what happened. Yeah. He does get pretty unlucky with 2 Moonblast drops, but he also should have roosted with Zapdos. He gets a situation where he goes hard Zapdos on Florges, and that's like his last chance. Like he has to roost here, and then he doesn't roost. He clicks Thunderbolt, and it doesn't kill, and it dies to 2 Moonblast. He didn't realize it was Scarf, but at this point, this Florges has only clicked Moonblast. It has outsped Archaladon, which it should not have, and you realize, damn, this shit's fast as shit. And it took a lot of damage from Blastoise, which shows it's also not a lot of HP. So whose fault is this at this point? You know. Muffins does not play this game very well. He hasn't played awfully, and he gets a little unlucky with some drops from Moonblast, but he didn't really try to give himself a chance either. Spider, who got weird game. I don't have his team, the opponent's team, because I couldn't find the old team image, and I didn't really feel like finding it that much. It wasn't a big deal, I can just tell you. The 6 that the opponent brought were Spectrier, Excadrill, Lapras, Houndstone, Hippowdon, and Mandibuzz. Yep, I remembered them. Thanks. But yeah, he starts bad. Like, he starts really bad. Quack takes a shit ton of damage and loses his item. Tinglu takes a shit ton of damage. So, like, Excadrill and Spectrier takes, like, 35%. So, like, everything's in drill range. And then he's able to Wish Pass with Wigglytuff into Tinglu and Spectrier. And he gets a Wish Pass into every Pokemon that Soul Blaze had weakened. Because Soul Blaze just lets him. He just lets him. And at that point, he just wins. Tinglu is too healthy for Joe to be able to break through Spectrier. He has to get a Swords Dance up to kill Spectrier. But Soul Blaze isn't letting him do that. Or Spider isn't letting him get a free SD for completely free. And he's able to get an SD up on Choice Locked Thun because the Lottie Trick stunned. I didn't say Latios. He also has a Latios. But yeah, it's not enough because he has to flinch Tinglu and he doesn't. Will's the hottest coach right now, I would say. Him or Spider. I guess him, Spider, or I guess I could be, but I have a worse record than both of them, so we're not gonna say me. But yeah, he just won with Terra Confe. There's really not much to say. He had a god matchup with Terra Confe because his opponent didn't bring anything for it, and he lost to it. Big surprise there. Lars, I thought, actually overcame a bad matchup. The issue is that Gouging Fire and Walking Wake can actually be really checked on Muffin's team. Walking Wake, there is a Screamtail on the other side, so that should just be enough to beat it. But his opponent brought like a speed boosting one with no wish, so it's able to 2-hit KO it still, and all it was able to do was paralyze and get like 35% off. I don't know how it was able to beat Scream. Well, I know how it was able to. I just don't know why his opponent brought one that wasn't checked. Or that didn't check Walking Wake. Gouging Fire. It didn't beat Blastoise. Like, Gouging Fire's walled by Blastoise. Walking Wake's walled by Screamtail. Slitherwing is just beaten by Zapdos and Rhydon. Or no, wait, he has Rhydon, sorry. By Zapdos and Hisuian Typhlosion as walls of stabs. Regice, if it terrorizes into like a fairy type, it takes the fighting and bug moves. Like, really frustrating. And there's still a Sneasler there too. That if it gets set up, it can be a really big issue too. Big issues. But he ends up winning. His opponent doesn't play very well. He's able to just kind of take trades. He trades off Chip and Apera into Bonking Wake for Screamtail. Rhydon dies, but gets good enough damage for Florges into Archaladon. Slither the Wing trades to kill Regice basically, and then at that point he has Zapdos, Krug, Blastoise, and yeah, that's it for Florges. There's nothing that can beat it at that point. It's Scarf Florges. There's nothing you can do at that point. So yeah, Scarf Florges is able to basically clean up. I mean, the sets too from Morphin's part were pretty good for the most part. It was like Rain Dance Blastoise with Rain Dish, so it like completely walled Gouging Fire. He didn't expect that. Krug was a completely different set that he actually didn't reveal in the match, but it was Bulk Up, Protect, Rendo for Meowscarada, but didn't come. Archaladon was Iron Defense. Like, these things that weren't necessarily expected, but he's able to adjust and still managed to win pretty comfortably too. So yeah, good for him. Good on him. He's able to win comfortably. So yeah, that was the PRs. I don't think we had too much crazy stuff happen. Luckily, no one moved too much. I moved up a good bit, but other than that, yeah. Week 6. Our matches will be up tomorrow.